all disharmony, dysfunction occurs from that one original error, thinking or believing that you're separate from God. So you create and manifest many different experiences of being exactly that, separate from God.
Welcome back to Help from Heaven. I'm Stacy, and joining me is soul communicator and psychic medium Constance Faye.
Jesus, any topics that you want to talk about? Okay, he says more about healing. Yeah, the mind, the heart, and the soul.
Let's get into the healing discussion today. Can you start with identifying and just clarifying the true nature of the soul again for our audience that may be new?
The soul is filled with love and light like a little child, not tainted with fear. And it is hard for the human mind to try to understand the perception of someone that has no fear or separation in it, in its perception, in its belief system. Um, but it is a fully loving connection to God. It's the it's the God. It's the God creation. It's the creation of God that's experiencing in the world that it created. So it's experiencing through a plant or a tree or an animal or a person or all of its forms, created forms. There is a creator, a supreme God, a father, mother. Um, but we are all manifestations of the one. That includes me, Jesus Christ, the spirit of consciousness of Jesus Christ, the person who Jesus Christ was in human form, and that includes you. The only difference between me and you is that I had full awareness of who I was. And that includes full awareness of who I was not. And you will all, each and every one of you, will all obtain my level of awareness in time. You cannot not. It is your nature. It is how Father created all of its creations to have the ability, the capacity to be in full awareness of itself. This is also called evolving. You cannot not continue evolving. Um, and I did teach this when I was on Earth. Um, and he goes, yes.
It's always beautiful. He always makes you want to cry the way he words everything so beautifully and simply. But I'm going to hold it together. So that being said, Jesus, how do you want to incorporate you said healing of the mind first?
He says, I think he's skirting what you just said, and he's going to say something else.
Okay.
He says, make a time. That's not the ideal word, but that's the word he's using. Make a time to seek out the similarities between you, everyone, and me. He means Jesus Christ. Like the similarities, not the differences. And he says, there's only one difference. I knew the Father in fullness. I was the Father experiencing through Jesus Christ's human body. I knew that. I was Jesus Christ, a human man, and had that perception. I also had the Father's perception, and I was both the Father and Jesus Christ, the man. Um, I simply had no amnesia. I had no ignorance. I knew I and the Father were one. I also knew that you, all of you, and the Father were one as much as I was, or I am. That's the only difference. So do not see yourself as so different from me. Please do not create that separation that separates you from me unconsciously, unknowingly. And that keeps all the separation and division going in the world. And looking to, point the finger at someone being wrong or bad or not good enough or whatever. It's staying in separation from God mentality or perception. And it's keeping that going. So just, so seek, that was the word. It was seek. Seek to see the similarities to me, Jesus, and not the differences. So you can start to become more whole minded, more whole in your thinking and perceiving, and also realizing your makeup is whole and complete and perfect. Your makeup is not flawed, bad, horrible, sinful, even though I know that's a common word that's just not commonly used now. It's a common word in the Bible that means you're bad or, severely flawed. That's your innate, character, how you were born. He's saying, no, don't turn that around to truth and seeing yourself whole, perfect as you saw me, because we really are the same. Just the awareness was missing or is missing with most of us anyway.
It was beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you, Jesus. Is that it for that?
Thank you.
Okay. And so now about healing our minds, hearts, and soul. Are you ready for thinking differently about your past? Oh, present and future. Are you ready to think differently about your past, present, and future? Let's create a different thought for today or thought for the day. Okay. I think for each category. So I think he's going to do that. Yes. Mentally is the mind, he says, right? So, yeah, I guess you could put both of those together. So your state of mind is another word for mentally, I guess, your state of mind. So what is a healed mind? A mind is healed or healthy and well. It has love-based thoughts, love-based beliefs, love-based ideas. It thinks with the perception of love in it. That's like the foundation, and everything that comes from it is love-based. So that's a healed mind that can see something or someone, quote, flawed, but you see beyond that because the love-based perception is so strong, so predominating as the foundation that it sees beyond that, quote, flaws and sees the, beauty, the beauty or the perfection of it, even of something that's flawed. The mind can see someone that has the flu or something or a cold and can see that as a negatively. um, with fear or negativity or judgment or disdain, but a mind full of love, so a healed mind, so it's capable of being love, more love-based, can see the beauty in that, even that imperfection, so-called imperfection. Someone has a cold, but you can see that the body knows how to heal itself, is constantly working to heal itself. And even if it didn't heal itself, the physical body, even that would be beautiful and perfect because that person's body is God's ready, is there, it's ready to move forward in the spirit realm as we're all going to one day. So even that is perfect because it's God's, not necessarily his will, it is his will, but I don't think that's a word he's using. It's his way. Um, and it's always beautiful. So, the mind sees, thinks, believes, um, really with a loved based perception, I guess. Now the heart feels grief, anger, hurt, sorrow, brokenheartedness, broken. This is not a healed heart. A healed heart feels love, joy, absolute ecstatic joy for all. It just, if that's what the heart feels, love and love-based things, which is just joy beyond even what we might think of as just joy. It's just um this deep happiness, this true complete happiness, gratitude, love, excitement for life, for all. So that's a healed heart. So if it has these other negative quote feelings, it's not fully healed. So if the mind thinks, you could say, negatively or harshly about others or themselves or certain ways, it's not a healed mind. If the heart feels these negative feelings, anger, self-loathing, hatred, brokenness, grief, sorrow, it's not a healed heart. And then um, the soul is in its true state when it's not inhibited by the mind, an unhealed mind and an unhealed heart. Then the soul is able to awaken and not be suppressed, stifled. It's able to become full, fully full in in the body, while the body's alive, of course. It's able to become fully awakened, fully alive, fully aware through the human form. It's not stifled. And so to become whole like me, meaning Jesus, how he was and is, to become whole as our Father made us, you need to heal what's blocking the love to be in fullness through the mind and in fullness through the heart. And then the soul automatically awakens through your consciousness and your human form. And you're aware of your soul. You're aware of God. You're aware of who you are, not the human form, but your soul that's eternal, that you don't have the awareness of right now, or at least most of us, of course, that aren't in God, full God realization or God awareness yet, which includes me. So, yeah, we're not there yet, Jesus. We're working on it. Um, you know, he's saying, it's really so simple. So how do you heal the mind and how do you heal the heart? Because that's all that's needed to awaken to who you are and to have that full awareness, to have that remembrance, so to speak. Um, that's a great question. My gosh, is that a great question? How do we, Jesus?
I think I know what he's gonna say,
What? Tell
but
me.
continue. I think it's called the Roadmap to God Consciousness and the Hope Technique.
In the way. You're right. You're right. Good answer. But um, so true. So true. Your teachings, Jesus, that you gave us, and some of your divine helpers, archangels, and a few other divine beings, but mostly directly from you, Jesus. Um, that of course we share. We share in all of our videos, as we're sharing in today's video, but also our spiritual community, our video courses on there that are, gosh, we've been creating for 10 plus years, just having conversations with Jesus and transcribing them and putting them into reading content and PDFs and video courses. But so is that the answer, I presume, or do you just want to point at something in particular? You don't know. He says it's absolutely the answer, and it is nothing. It's nothing new. He says, and it's nothing. This is funny, a human term. It's nothing like rocket science. It's nothing that needs like this unbelievable level of intelligence to understand and know. It's nothing that's kept secret that few people can have access to. It's nothing unusual. It's nothing that has not already been said and taught and shared to almost every civilization or culture in history of mankind. He says, even before I was born, this knowledge was available. If you wanted it, no, he says not wanted it. It's if you wanted God realization, it would start to come through you, that feeling, that desire, and the seeking would start to naturally come up. These are instinctive ways God made us, how we evolve. It happens automatically. Surrender your life to God. That's number one always. And then wanting to know what's missing. That's two. You know, by God's given instincts that we're given by God instinctively, you know something's missing and you want to know what that is. You need to understand the basics. You need to start to adopt bringing me, meaning Jesus, like into your life. You need to learn how to think like me, talk like me, and act or behave like me. And for those that are not wanting to follow me like Jesus, maybe it might include Jewish people or atheists. Is that right, Jesus? Yeah. Or Muslims or, yeah. The word God or creator is fine. Using the word God or creator is fine. Your source, the source of who you are, of who created you, your source, that's fine. So whatever word or term you prefer, that's fine. Just the creator. He's saying another one, our father, um, our mother, our father, mother. You can use any word you like for the creator. So he's emphasizing that, I guess. When you want to remember what's missing, um, you'll start your way back to the Father's house and you'll start seeking to heal the mind, to heal the heart so the soul can wake up and not be in dormancy anymore. Um, so being integral is important. Honest, kind, caring, giving, helping each other. All of these little teachings or tools have all been heard before, but not always really understood. And so that's what I am sharing through Connie and Stacy in our teachings, our courses, our video courses, our videos. Uh, it could easily be like scoffed off or fluffed off as like insignificant or, oh, I already know that about that. But you do not have a deeper understanding of it. You do not live by it. You do not know the value of developing it further, the value for you as much as anyone else, but for you, the value. Because when you are in the process of reuniting with your maker, with God, that is always a process, usually a very slow one. But when you are in that process, you are becoming more whole and more complete and more loving. More whole, more complete, more loving. And you can induce this healing process exponentially, where you can become fully aware of God in this lifetime, should you choose. If that's your priority, if that's what you want, you can bring that about by adopting these teachings and learning how to come back to God again and again and again and throughout life and how we think, how we feel, how we act, and intentionally connecting back to God again. And there's more to healing, but it can doesn't have to be that complex. Make a point to ask yourself or God, um, what's missing? Think about that a little. Just ponder that a little. What is missing? Is it a person? Is it a being at a certain place? Is it a thing in your life? Is it a some external condition? Is it a certain situation? Because you all have that in common, feeling like something's missing. You're all at different stages in your evolution, so you may not know what it is or you think it is, and you might be at different places, but you all feel this sense of something missing inside. Um, what is that? And no, it boils down to two things: a mind that's not healed and a heart that's not healed. Because then when that happens, everything takes care of itself. The soul, in its state of perfection and wholeness always, um, it wakes up in the body. It wakes up and it becomes, you're fully aware of it. And God, as God intended you to be, as God intended you to live in full awareness of your creator, in full awareness of who you are, not in ignorance of who you are, but in full awareness of who you are. He says, and that includes where you came from, who created you, where you came from, you know, creator. Why would God want you to be in ignorance? Never, never, never. That's not our Father's ways, to be in ignorance of God, of yourself. And that's why I came to earth, to help bring more awareness of who you are in truth and God, our Father. And many others do the same, are here to bring that message to all, to help you heal and then grow your soul or awaken your soul.
That was beautiful. Is that what he means when he says, "I wasn't just human"?
Yes, neither are you. True. I guess we're not just human, we're all soul.
We're called human beings for a reason.
Point.
Half of us is a being, a spiritual being. We just don't have awareness of that half, so
Yeah. I really have any inkling of what that
beautiful.
means because until we have the full awareness of our true self, our soul self, we don't have the full understanding of that.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you for
Oh,
really summarizing that so well into one eloquent little episode for us.
yeah, that's
I'm
really,
gonna take that and memorize it.
yeah. Makes it even just even sound so much more simple than I even thought before this video
Yeah,
started.
we're the ones that overcomplicate
Yeah,
it.
it is, isn't it? Our minds need to be healed and our hearts need to be healed. And that's it.
You think?
When that's accomplished, then our true self just emerges, our soul, which is filled with nothing but love and light, like a child again, like he said at the very beginning of the video. That's just filled with so much joy and ecstatic gratitude and love and joy and happiness. Like that's our soul's state of being, as maybe is maybe a way of wording it. It contains no fear and separation and all love, just all unconditional love, joy, peace, trust, all the qualities that come from love. Yeah, it's really wow.
It's so far away from, like, our normal state, it seems
I know.
that it's it's hard to even give it any, like, weight. We're just so far away from that state of being that it's hard to imagine,
Why are we so
but
far away
I
from
do
that in the world?
because we
Most people will say, not everyone, but I'm sure the high majority will say, I'm not in that state every day or even most of the days or most of the time or and and probably even aren't to our full capacity maybe ever, I guess probably until we get to God consciousness or God awareness. Why is that, Jesus? The whole world is just in such an unhealed state. Is why an appropriate question, Jesus? Or is that something that could take 100 hours to answer? He says a belief in being separate from God. All disharmony, dysfunction occurs from that one original sin, that one original error, thinking or believing that you're separate from God. So you create and manifest many, many, many different experiences of being exactly that, separate from God. And it's not what you would call good, happy, joyous, loving, peaceful. No, it's the opposite. Um, in many, many, many different ways. So you need to remember, only remember. And my teachings from many different sources and people and places and times before and after my time on earth were given and are given to help you learn how to do that, how to how to become aware instead of unaware.
Again, so simple.
Yeah.
The belief in separation, that's what caused it.
Gosh.
He calls that the original sin.
Right. Wow. It's kind of, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Wow. Well, I want to get
Any
back to our
questions?
teachings, our
Right?
video
Yeah.
courses, and freshen up because I haven't freshened up on those in a very long time. I'm embarrassed to admit it.
They're all there in the community.
Yes.
If you'd like to become a member, I'll put the link down below.
Yes.
But you get our live calls with us here on the podcast. You get all of our teaching courses and then weekly guidance when we do our live community calls. So
Yes. And
it's a great deal. And the support of others awakening as well.
yes. Boy, that is priceless. Yeah.
Transformation happens faster in community.
That's a great statement and so true. But so
Right?
true. We're not meant to live life solo as Jesus has worded before. We're meant to connect with other human beings and not just on a tablet or phone, but truly connect and help lift each other up, help each other grow, help each other heal. And we're able to do that so much more easily and even quickly with each other rather than alone. Yeah.
Because we're not separate at all.
Yes.
Right? From each other or from God. So that's our mission. Wake people up. Do we have any last comment on to wrap up this topic from Jesus today?
So I guess he's just recapping, perhaps. So he says, think of what's missing. So think of that this week, I guess, or he's suggesting, or think about, give that a few minutes of your time here or there. What's that feeling of something missing? What do you think that is? So he even says to like even write down your answers because you could ask that same question um, a month from now or a year from now, or and get a very different answer. And eventually, you'll get down to one answer and one answer only. You'll eventually come to realize and know that it is God that's missing, feeling that direct connection with the Creator. And then you start seeking, how do I, how, where, where do I go? What do I do to get back to the Father's house? And we teach you that in these videos that we have every week and our courses in our community. He says, I teach that other places also with other people, other places. There's no shortage of this knowledge, of this wisdom, of these truths. There's no shortage. Um, yeah, good point.
I've been reading about the Knights Templar and the Gnostics. Can we redo the 10 Commandments? Your top 10 things that you wanted humanity to know. Simplify it. Can we
Jen,
modernize
Not
it?
that,
Yeah, not try to replace it.
yeah, not that they need to be, improved, so to speak, but in those times and in those days, I mean, it's probably hard for a lot of us to imagine. It was extraordinarily barbaric days in those days. So, of course, we all already know to commit murder is not a good thing, but like a more modernized for today's day, things that
Yeah.
might apply in today's society that wouldn't be thought of back then. That's a great question. That's a really, is that okay? Like, 10 guidelines to live by that you would like to share, Jesus, that help keep us on the spiritual path more easily or more adeptly, I should say, help prevent us from making errors or mistakes or creating bad karma or harming ourselves unknowingly or others or anything like that. No, he goes to a big word. Absolutely. Very, very strongly. That is so neat. He says, absolutely. So definitely, and absolutely. And it will guide you well. It will enhance, um, kind of be complementary or enhance like the original 10 Commandments, which are, of course, still worthy of abiding by, needless to say, but can even maybe give more detailed information, in addition to that. Is that right? Yes, yes, yes. That will take you higher. And he goes, yes.
Right, can we do that the next video? Is he okay with that?
Yes. Yeah, he goes, yes, yes.
All right. We will make that the next video, guys. Thank you, everybody. That was beautiful.
Yeah, thank you,
So thank
Jesus,
you
as
for your time.
always.